Welcome to a Pokemon Unite showcase on Glaceon. Glaceon is a ranged special attacker and is a hybrid between auto attacker and caster, being able to deal damage while remaining mobile, giving you great early game lane control. Either way, you can go to any lane. Your passive ability while you're still Eevee is Run Away. Whenever Eevee is affected by hindrance such as a stun or a slow, it'll be negated and Eevee will become invincible for a short time. This will have a 70-second cooldown. At level 4, once you become Glaceon, the passive ability becomes Snow Cloak, which basically is the same passive ability, just that you'll also start sneaking and become invincible for half a second. This will also have a 70-second cooldown. Auto attacks become boosted every third attack, dealing increased damage. And if you're Glaceon, it'll give you 2 Ice Crystals when it hits. Ice Crystals last 4 seconds and the duration refreshes each time you gain an additional crystal. You can max have 8 Ice Crystals. At level 1, you can start off with either Swift or Tail Whip. Swift creates 4 stars around you for a short time. Each time you auto attack, 1 or 2 of the stars will shoot out to deal more damage. Tail Whip will damage an enemy, slowing them and decreasing their defense and special defense by 30% for 2 seconds. At level 4, Glaceon will be able to restore HP through special attack damage, and you'll be able to upgrade Swift to Icicle Spear or Icy Wind. Icicle Spear launches all of the stored Ice Crystals. If you don't have any Ice Crystals and you activate this ability, you'll get 2 counts. Ice Crystals will still damage any other enemy in its path. It'll also deal damage to anyone around the main target. During the move, each crystal that hits will deal more damage. And each time you use this ability, the cooldown of your other ability is reduced. A maximum of 12 Ice Crystals will be launched during this move. Icy Wind lets you jump a short distance, and your next auto attack within 5 seconds gains increased range and launches all stored crystals at the enemy. Then you'll recover all the Ice Crystals you had. If an enemy is hit by 4 or more crystals, the enemy's movement speed decreases 8% per shard for 1 second. If Glaceon has no Ice Crystals, activating this move will give you 2 counts. At level 6, you'll upgrade Tail Whip to Ice Shard or Freeze Dry. Ice Shard will increase your movement speed for a brief moment. Afterward, it'll increase your attack speed for 2 seconds, and basic attack change into chunks of ice for 2.5 seconds, which will deal more damage and slow enemies briefly. Each time a chunk of ice hits, you'll gain 2 Ice Crystals. While using Icicle Spear and launching crystals, if you use Ice Shard during the launches, you'll gain 2 crystals as well. Freeze Dry launches a freezing burst of air that explodes to deal damage to all enemies in the area. Upon hitting an enemy, it'll increase your special attack for 3 seconds. For each enemy hit by the explosion, you'll gain 2 Ice Crystals. It'll also leave behind an Ice Zone which slows enemies for 3 seconds if walked over. If they remain in the Ice Zone for 2.5 seconds, they'll become frozen for a brief moment. At level 8, Glaceon learns Glacial Stage, which creates an Ice Zone that deals damage and slows enemies. While Glaceon is in the Ice Zone, movement speed will get boosted while you gain 1 Ice Crystal per second. You'll either go for Icicle Spear and Ice Shard since they synergize together. Icicle Spear uses up the crystals you currently have, which means you need to generate them fast, which Ice Shard lets you do through auto-attacking and through activating Ice Shard while Icicle Spear is launching the Ice Crystals. It'll also synergize very well with your Unite move since you regenerate Ice Crystals inside, allowing you to easily launch 12 crystals. Then you could also do Icy Wind and Freeze Dry, which synergizes together as well. Icy Wind focuses a lot more on burst damage, and since Freeze Dry gives you Ice Crystals and increases your special attack, it'll boost your burst damage. This build can be less reliant on regenerating Ice Crystals since they regenerate when you use Icy Wind. Higher cooldown reduction eventually gets you to a point where Ice Crystals never fall off. At level 11, you get 10% cooldown reduction. Knocking out wild Pokemon with a blue circle under will also buff you with a blue circle that decreases your cooldown by 10%. Items like Shell Bell or Energy Amplifier and even cooldown reduction through emblems. Having around 24 to 28% cooldown reduction lets you consistently refresh these Ice Crystals at level 11. So for items, depending on which build you go, either you'll focus on cooldown reduction through one of these items, or you get items that just simply boost your special attack damage, such as glasses. For the battle item, you'll typically want the eject button or full heal. For emblems, you'll either focus on green, which is special attack, and black, which is cooldown reduction, or instead of black, white, which is HP. Keep in mind that this is just a basic showcase, as with the nature of MOBAs, patches will be rebalancing and changing a few things on abilities, moves, items, or even the stage. You can also check out the website unitedb.com or the MathCore Discord for the current best builds on each Pokemon in Unite as the meta develops. There is even an emblem builder on unitedb.com. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy these videos and find them helpful, then please consider helping me out on Patreon.